separation of amines by some methods. In spite of getting any of the primary, secondary or tertiary amines, we get a mixture of primary, secondary and tertiary amines, and quaternary ammonium salts are also formed in certain methods. For separation of this mixture, it is distilled with KOH. Quaternary salts, being non-volatile, is left behind while the mixture of three distills over. This mixture can be separated by three methods. One is fractional distillation. This is used on industrial scales. The mixture of amines in this method is fractionally distilled by employing highly efficient fractionating apparatus. Second method is Hoffman's method. In this method, diethyl oxalate, diethyl derivative of oxalic acid. This is treated with primary amine. This is treated with mixture when primary amine reacts with diethyl oxalate to give dialkyl substituted oxamide, a derivative of oxalic acid, oxamide, CONH2, and this is dialkyl derivative of oxamide, along with the formation of ethyl alcohol. Ethyl alcohol C2H5OH. Now primary amine, they have formed a solid oxamide derivative. This is solid one. And with this reagent, secondary amine reacts to form dialkyl derivative of oxamic ester. This is ester group, COC2H5. Dialkyl derivative of oxamic ester. CONH2COOC2H5 is oxamic ester, and this is dialkyl derivative of oxamic ester. This is in liquid form. Ethyl alcohol is also formed here. From here, C2H5OH. Now we are having a mixture of this substituted oxamide, which is solid, dialkyl oxamic ester, which is liquid, and tertiary amines don't react with this diethyl oxalate. They are also present in the reaction mixture. Now, how to regenerate the various amines, primary, secondary and tertiary, from this mixture? The reaction mixture is distilled. In this distillation, the oxamic ester, which is in liquid form, this was liquid, this passes as filtrate, and oxamide, which was derivative formed from reaction of primary amines, this is left as residue. Now the solid, which is oxamide, derived from primary amines, and oxamic ester, which was derivative of secondary amine, this was in liquid form, this was left as residue. Both are separately boiled with alkali to get back the original amines. This is oxamide, which was in solid form, treated with KOH separately, while this potassium oxalate is formed and primary amine is regenerated. And this oxamic ester, when treated with KOH, this also gives potassium oxalate, ethyl alcohol, C2H5OH, plus R2NH. This secondary amine is also regenerated. Now the third method is Hinsberg's method. Hinsberg reagent is para-toluene sulfonyl chloride. Para-toluene sulfonyl chloride. This reagent is known as Hinsberg reagent. It is also called para-toluene tosyl chloride and is abbreviated like TSCl. This reagent, Hinsberg reagent, this is treated with the mixture of amines. When primary amine reacts with this Hinsberg reagent to give derivative of this, and sodium hydroxide has also been added to it. Sodium hydroxide reacts with this to form sodium derivative of, this was N-alkyl sulfonamide. N-alkyl sulfonamide. Sodium derivative of N-alkyl sulfonamide is formed now. This is soluble one. Secondary amine, they react with this Hinsberg reagent to give this HCl molecule is eliminated out in both the cases, and this compound is formed, dialkyl derivative of sulfonamide. Tertiary amines, they don't react at all. Now this reaction mixture, which is containing tertiary amines, dialkyl derivative of sulfonamide and N-alkyl derivative of sulfonamide with ether. The unreacted tertiary amine and sulfonamide of secondary amine, they pass into ether layer, and sodium salt of sulfonamide of primary amine, this remain in aqueous layer. Now to regenerate the amines from this, the ethereal layer, that is kept for evaporation when ether gets evaporated, and the remaining mixture is distilled when the tertiary amine distills off and the sulfonamide of secondary amine is left behind. This is hydrolyzed by HCl. This sulfonamide of secondary amine, this is treated with HCl. When hydrochloride of secondary amine gets formed along with para-toluene sulfonic acid, this hydrochloride of secondary amine is distilled over sodium hydroxide NaOH. When this secondary amine is regenerated, R2NH plus NaCl plus water, the aqueous layer, which was containing the solid derivative of primary amine, it is also treated with separately with HCl. When primary amine hydrochloride is formed in this reaction, this derivative treated with HCl to give this. This was sodium salt. This is N-alkyl sulfonamide. When hydrolyzed with HCl, gives sulfonic acid and hydrochloride of primary amine, RNH2HCl. This is also distilled over NaOH. When primary amine is regenerated, this is primary amine along with formation of NaCl and water.